Students, in the previous video we have started the chapter natural resource, and then we have taken up the chapter the earth and the changes on it. In this chapter we have studied about various changes that occur on earth. The reasons for those changes are internal as well as external. We have studied about gradation, we have studied about agents of gradation. Agents of gradation, number one, we have studied about running water, then we studied about glacier, then we took up winds. Today we are going to take up sea waves. Sea waves. Along the seashore, sea waves are the most powerful agent of gradation. On the seashore, not within the sea, but only on the shore. Sea waves, these are the most powerful agent of gradation. The continuous striking of sea waves breaks the rocks. You know how the waves come to the shore. They strike to the rocks on the shore, and they do what they do, gradation. They breaks the rock. Such continuous erosion forms steep sided cliffs facing the sea. You can see in the picture, these are steep, straight steep cliffs facing the sea, that is formed because of the erosion, because of the gradation done by the sea waves. In this picture the sea is calm, smooth, but whenever high waves are there, they used to strike to these rocks and they breaks the rocks. That why it is flattened. The eroded material may then be deposited along the coast, forming the beach. So eroded material, from here eroded material, it is deposited along the coast, in coastal areas, and it forms beaches. Human beings also play a crucial role in changing the face of land. Overgrowing population, not only the natural factors are there, not only the natural agents are there, but human beings also, they bring change to the face of land. Overgrowing population and industrialization has disturbed the natural environment to large extent. Two reasons are there mainly: overgrowing population and industrialization. Population is increasing day by day and industries are being set up day by day. That's why they are affecting the land surface. The human activity involves diverse land use like clearing of forest for agriculture, construction of road, and new human settlement, etc. So how human activities are going on? Human activities are like, they want to use land, so they are clearing forest. Why they are clearing forest? To do agriculture, to construct the roads, to make new human settlements. These are a few examples which change the land surface. So these are the example, because of them land surface is changed, because human needs houses. If you ask your parents that what kind of area was near Broja factory, then they will tell you that there was a forest. Now if you go there, there is a human settlement. So the surface of the land, the face of the land has been changed by humans. These are a few examples which change the land surface. Human beings need to take care of all the resources for maintaining ecological balance. It is the responsibility of human beings. It is the responsibility of human beings that they should take care of all the resources to maintain the ecological balance. Ecology को अच्छे से रखने के लिए. This can be achieved by sustainable development. Sustainable development, it is very important term. From class 6 to class 10th we talk about sustainable development. It means that present generations must have development, but not at the cost of future generation. That means they should use resources, but in a reasonable manner. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आज ही सारे रिसोर्सेज को यूज़ करके हमने ख़त्म कर दिया. दैट इज़ सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट. नाउ वी विल टेक अप सॉइल. सॉइल इज़ द लूज मटेरियल फाउंड ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ द अर्थ. सॉइल, मिट्टी जिसको हम अपनी लैंग्वेज में कहते हैं. सॉइल लूज मटेरियल होता है. आप हाथ में ऐसे लो, आपके हाथ से ऐसे गिर भी जाती है. It is made of organic and inorganic particles. So organic and inorganic particles both help in the formation of soil. The organic particles are derived from dead remains of plants and animals. So organic particles कौन से हैं? जो plants और animals के dead remains, जब animals मर जाते हैं, देखो उनको तो कोई बरी नहीं करता in forest, ना उनको कोई वो burial ceremony होती है उनकी, वो ऐसे ही पड़े रहते हैं. So from their dead remains, that soil is formed from those particles. They are known as organic particles. In the course of time, these particles get decomposed and change into a dark colored material called humus. So you know, after some time, when they get destroyed, when they get spoiled, they change their color. They become dark in color, and that material is known as humus. Very important. The humus present in the soil contributes to the fertility of the land. So humus always helps to then this is rapidly formed in humid areas due to heavy growth of plants and rich animal life. You know, those area which are humid, which have humidity in them, where heavy growth of plants and animals are also there. In those areas, humus content is rich in soil. Humus is low in desert soil, because you know deserts में plants भी नहीं होते, animals भी इतने ज़्यादा नहीं होते, तो उनके dead remains तो कहाँ होंगे? That's why humus content is low in desert areas. The inorganic particles are derived from rocks. We have talked about organic particles. Organic means dead remains of plants and animals. They got decomposed and they become humus. Now we will talk about inorganic material. They are not organic, they are inorganic. They are from rocks. They include loose disintegrated particles of different sizes. So these particles are of different sizes. The large size particles are called gravel. कंकड़ जिनको हम बोलते हैं, they are gravel. Where the smaller ones are called sand, silt or clay. A mixture of these particles give rise to different types of soil as per their proportion. You know, as per their proportion mean किसी में अगर sand ज़्यादा है तो वो sandy soil हो गई, right? किसी में अगर clay ज़्यादा है तो वो clayy हो गई, loomy हो गई. Fine. So these are the types of soils. Now formation of soil, how the soil is formed. You can see in the picture there are various layers of the soil. We have सबसे नीचे we have solid rock, then weathered rock, subsoil, topsoil. It is a very slow process. You know, soil takes thousands of years to come up. It takes thousands of years from a thin layer of soil to form a thin layer of soil. As mentioned earlier, the weathering process breaks the rocks into small particles. You know, weathering process से क्या होगा, rocks के particles क्या होंगे, small particles में it will be divided. These are then carried away by water, wind, etc. and later get deposited at a new place. You know, erosion, then sedimentation. Remember? Then such soil is called transported soil. Transported means एक जगह से दूसरी जगह आई है, that soil is known as transported soil. But when the soil is formed by the weathering of the parent rock and remains present on the same site, it is called residual soil. You know, there are two types of soil on the basis of formation. Number one we have transported, number two we have residual. Transported means from one place, from one parent rock it goes to the other place and वहाँ जाके form हो रही है, that is transported soil. And when we have residual soil, जहाँ parent rock है, जहाँ parent rock की weathering हुई, at that place only the soil is formed, that is known as residual soil. The soil forming process continues over a long span of time. You know, it takes a long time to form soil. It starts developing in layers, one over the other. These layers are called horizons. You can see these layers are called horizons. From bottom to top, the lowest horizon is called bedrock. So lowest horizon is called bedrock. Then comes the horizon of weathered rock. Solid rock is the bedrock, then weathered rock, and it is followed by subsoil and topsoil. The topmost horizon is rich in humus. So here topmost horizon layer is horizon. तो क्या है इसमें सबसे ज़्यादा humus content होगा. So students, up to here only we will study today. Revise the chapter thoroughly, and rest of the chapter we will continue in the next video. Thank you students. Have a nice day.